Question now comes on passing the bill to be engrossed, pending which Chair recognizes Mr. Mahoney of Worcester.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and through you to the members, I rise today and speak in support of 3 bills that will make important changes to our Commonwealth's campaign finance laws. All 3 of these bills are recommendations of the bipartisan 2014 Campaign Finance Disclosure Task Force, which was created by Section 29 of Chapter 210 of the Acts of 2014. This task force included members of the legislature, the Office of Campaign and Political Finance, and other interested stakeholders. It came to a consensus in a December 2014 report on a number of small changes to our existing legislation to make campaign financing more transparent and fair. These 3 bills, which resulted from that report, would tighten potential loopholes that could result in abuses of campaign finance laws. Act 541, an act enhancing disclosure requirements for expenditures made to support or oppose candidates by certain committees, requires more transparency in disclosure of in-kind contributions from political committees. It amends Section 18 and 19 of Chapter 55 of the Mass General Laws to match current OCPF regulations and shine a light on dark money. House 542, an act relative to contribution limits for candidates running for office in special elections, restarts the calendar year for years in which a candidate runs in both a special election and a general election. A candidate who faces 2 election cycles in the same year is currently at significant financial disadvantage to candidates who run only once. This bill would allow those candidates running twice to receive individual contributions of up to $1,000 for each election, restarting the campaign financing calendar on the day after the special election. And finally, House 543, an act relative to enhanced disclosure of the top 5 contributors' information, expands legislation passed last section that requires that the top 5 donors of over $5,000 be listed on TV and print advertisements. This bill will require those donors to be included on direct mailing and billboards as well. This captures many organizations that previously evaded disclosure and will allow voters to have a better understanding of the voices behind the advertisements that they receive in their mailboxes and the signs that they see on the road. Here in our Commonwealth, we must do what we can to bring transparency to where the money funding elections is coming from. These 3 bills make some of the common sense changes we need to move us further in that direction. With that, I'd like to thank members of the Task Force Committee, including my colleagues here in the House, the gentleman from Hingham and the gentleman from Norfolk. Mr. Speaker, I thank you for your time and continued leadership, and I ask that when a vote is taken, it may be taken by a call of the yeas and nays.